Yo, what's up, guys? It's Trader X again out in Soweto. So welcome to trading supply and demand in Forex live trades. I know, guys. I know it's been a while since I've made one of these, and this is only the second one. But I promise to do quite a lot, right? Because you guys say it inspires you, and again, it's for the trolls, right? Who just don't. Yeah, it's for the trolls that just don't believe that I, you know trade trade what I teach you guys. But anyway, yeah. So here we go. I hope you trolls enjoy this one, as well as each and every one of you guys who are, inspired by this. Anyway, let's jump in. So I took a trade on GBPUSD. I think it was on Tuesday when my order was filled. So I'm going to take you through my thinking, right? So I just also want to point out that this ties into the previous lesson, which is timing your entries, right? So I'm going to show you how I apply it when I trade, which is really straightforward. There's no magic here. It's just straightforward, really. And GBPUSD just gave me one of those textbook setups, which I actually took, and it gave me some profit. But I got out early on this trade because I saw some problems. Yeah, so I decided to abandon ship. But it doesn't mean that the markets might not give me another opportunity. If the market gives me another opportunity, I'll definitely jump in on it, right? But we'll see. Like I said, I react to the markets. I do not predict where the market is gonna go. I just wait to see what it wants to do, and if it gives me some signals or some entries, then I'll jump in, right? So as you guys know me, my I always look at the daily for my main supply and demand levels, right? And I'd actually trade in accordance with them. So once I've timed my entry based on, say, the hourly chart, I'll follow the trade on the daily chart, right? I'll follow the trade on the daily chart moving forward. So we can clearly see that GBP USD topped out right up here, right, on the daily. So it topped out right up here, and it penetrated a weekly level, which is the one in blue, right? Penetrated it, and then it went and retraced the bit right down there, retraced a bit, and in the process of it doing that, it left us a big supply zone. I'm sure you can all see that, the pink level right there left us a big daily supply zone. But that's not a problem, right? Because we know how to time our entries. Great stuff. So it did that, and in the process of it going up to break that blue weekly level, it left us some supply, some demand zones right here, right? And there's actually another one which is right here, and I expect each and every one of you guys who's going to be trading like this to take note of all the demand and supply levels the price actually leaves behind, right? Because right here, a lot of you guys wouldn't have seen this one, but this is a demand zone that is on top of another demand zone. I'm sure y'all can see that right here. And I only removed it once it got penetrated. So you need to be taking care. You need to be taking in, not really inventory, but you need to be taking note of all of these supply and demand levels the price leaves behind, because then it will better prepare you to go, you know what, it's in a demand zone. Now let me go down to my smaller time frame and let's see what happens there, because you don't know, it might give you a nice entry on a level that you missed, a potential level, and maybe just that one time it just shoots. It's one of those trends that go on for like the whole year, and you miss your opportunity to jump in on it. So take note of all of those, right? So this one here was a demand zone on top of another demand zone right here. I'm sure you all can see that, but it was quickly penetrated. It was penetrated here, not quickly, but it was penetrated when price was actually making its way down after making contact with that supply, right? So when it gets penetrated, then that means it's no longer valid. So price cannot be contained within that demand level. So therefore, price finds it easy for it to break that level and make contact with this one. And this one has a beautiful response to it. Get it? There we go. So now let me show you my thinking there, right? So let's explode it a bit and get a line here, trend line here. So I saw price move from that supply and make its way down to this demand, right? So I'm going to make this a little bit thick for those who can't see properly. But anyway, so I saw price make its way down from that supply all the way to this demand zone, right? Now remember, guys, what I always preach: you don't predict where the market is going to go. When you see price make contact with a supply or demand zone, you should be at your smaller time frames, to take note of those higher highs and higher lows the price leaves behind as it makes its way down, right? So in this case, that's what I did, and I noted this last lower high here that price actually gave us. Now let me explode this a bit. Last lower high that price actually gave us here, and I also took note of the following candles right after that high was established. You can clearly see there's these two bearish candles, and lastly this very huge bearish candle to the downside. Now this huge bearish candle, it always attracts people that the fear of missing out guys. When they see this candle here close, they go ahead and they sell right after it closes, and that results in the bankers going, okay, great stuff, we just enticed a lot of people to jump in because big candle closing close to the low. Everybody thinks this is a nice kind of signal that price is actually going to continue to move down, right? And therefore they jump in. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's just go back. So I saw price leave us this level here, right? So this swing high here, and once it did that, once after it did that, price then started to move up, and it moved up with quite some conviction. I'm sure you can see there. So following that big bearish candle, there was 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in quick succession to the upside, which are bearish, right? Not only that, they took this level, they took this swing high with it. So they took it out completely, right? They took it out completely, and then they left us a beautiful zone here, a beautiful demand zone here, which is what I look for. Now this demand is within the daily demand zone, which is a bonus, right? That's what we're looking for in order for us to be able to go in on our trade, right? So we can clearly see that price went down and it made an entry into this level here, right? Now since it made entry to a demand zone, we were expecting a reaction, right? A positive reaction like this here. So this reaction happened and it was beautiful. It took out the previous high and it left us a zone, and it went out with quite good conviction. So that basically says, all right, so here we go, the bulls are back in town now, bruh. So you need to be on full alert, right? And once that had happened, all I had to do now was just wait for price to retrace back into the zone, or this new zone that has been established, and leave my order, my pending order right there, go to bed, and hopefully it will be filled. So I left my demand I left my order right there, and then price steadily made its way back, right? So it gave me a retest, a positive retest, and I got filled at this candle here, and from there Bob's your uncle. From there Bob's your uncle. It just went boom all the way up. All right, I remember my 1, 2, 3 was I believe, let me just see if I didn't remove, there you are, I think I did. Give me a minute guys. So this is the marker that I think I deleted. Let's see if I can, there you go. So my 1, 2, 3 level was actually up here. That's my first target. I see that marker right there. That was my stop. That's why I put my stop loss right there, because price had exceeded my first target, right? So it was en route, and I was hoping that it would come all the way up to my second and ultimate last final target, which is the edge of that demand zone, right? But I didn't let price go all the way. So I got out early, and let me show you why I got out early, right? Let me just remove a couple of things here real quick, and I'll show you why. Delete all arrows. There you go. So let me show you why I got out of this trade early. So when I looked at the daily chart, this is last night just before I went to bed, I noticed this supply level here. I noticed the supply level and how it sticks out, and can you see how price moved out of that zone after establishing it? So it kind of made me think, you know what, price is most probably going to come here again and have an interaction, right? And seeing that my stop is right down here, I think price is going to find it very, very easy for it to actually come down and then take my my stop, therefore forcing me out of the markets with a 1, 2, 3 risk to reward ratio. Look, don't get me wrong, I would have still been making money, right? But I saw the reaction that price had here, right here, right? And I figured, you know what, it is actually time for me to get out. So I got out at this little candle here. Let me show you now. I got out at this little candle here, which was enough for me to go, okay, so this is a bullish candle. See that? That's a bullish candle, and I mean, we're in an uptrend. So if anything, this candle should have been big, and so is this one here, should have been big to the upside. Then I wouldn't have had any doubts that price is going to reverse. But seeing how small these candles are, one, two, right after this big candle to the upside, it left some questions, right? I was a bit skeptical, and rightfully so. But anyway, I got out. I never second guess myself. I never predict anything, so I got out. And look what happened there. So price went from up there, and the lowest that it's reached is down here. I don't know how many pips that is away from my stop, but yeah, I'm glad I went out. Another thing that made me actually get out of the trade was because, it's a Friday today, and I just didn't want to hold it through the weekend, so I figured, let me just get out. I mean, this is GBPUSD, and it is one of the majors, right? The most heavily traded currency pair in Forex. So I figured, let me get out of it. Anyway, I got out. To cut the story short, I got out with a tidy profit, which is great. And yeah, so that's how I actually do it. So you can clearly see that I follow, and whatever I teach you or whatever I upload in terms of tutorials is exactly how I trade. So to all you trolls on YouTube who think I don't practice what I preach, here's full proof that I actually do. Yeah, so I hope that answers each and every one of you trolls questions. But to those guys who keep telling me to upload more live trades, this is one of them, and I promise to do more. So this is the second one, I believe, since I started this whole thing. But yeah, I promise to do more. So keep subscribing. Yeah, keep subscribing. Guys, please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, guys. The thumbs up really help, as well as leave any comments in the comment section. Other than that, guys, the next tutorial is going to happen. I think I'm going to upload it. Not I think I'm going to record it during the weekend, and I'll probably upload it on Monday, right? South African time. That will be in the afternoon, around about 3 o'clock, and that's 8 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe that's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the United States, but I don't know. But yeah, it will be in the afternoon for my South African viewers, and everyone else, I don't know your time, your time zone. So keep a lookout for that. And again, guys, thanks once again for all your subscriptions. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. I'm out. So see you in the next video. Adios.